Good afternoon.
Yeah, very good afternoon, Felix.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, how are you?
Fine, sir.
Okay, so how's your confidence level today? Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Take your seat.
So I'm all fine.
Fine. Okay, that's good. So you're from which state?
Thuthukudi district of Tamil Nadu.
Okay, so you're from Tamil Nadu.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's a happening state. Nice. So what's happening right now in Tamil Nadu?
Sir, about current events.
Anything of your choice. Yeah, just tell us about what's happening in Tamil Nadu.
Sir.
Let the members all know.
Yes, sir. Sir, in fact, not only in Tamil Nadu, but as a country, we are mourning for the fateful demise of our Honorable ex-PM, Manmohan Singh. That's one more important event which is happening all over the country, and particularly in Tamil Nadu. He has contributed many things for Tamil Nadu and its development. And in fact, he was the PM who declared Tamil as a classical language way back in 2006. So
Okay.
it's one noticeable thing.
Hmm.
So he was actually in news and in everyone's heart.
Okay. So you secured gold medal in your undergraduation.
Yes, sir, in engineering.
Okay. So in which subject you scored?
Sir, it's overall gold medal
Okay.
for the academic excellence.
So yeah, what's your graduation?
Sir, I have completed graduation in B automobile engineering.
Okay. I have this curiosity of asking this question. Anyone I see say that it's a mechanical engineering or automobile engineering because now the EV segment is actually getting it's electrical vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, the revolution is again from a conventional internal combustion engine. You know how many parts it has?
Yes, sir.
How many parts it has?
Parts.
Parts.
Engine alone or?
Engine.
Sir, in general, we have the head portion of the engine.
No, all around. I'm telling even the nut and the bolt and everything, the case, everything, the piston rings, the crankshaft, everything. No, so I'm just stating it as an engine.
Okay.
Engine assets.
No, I'm not aware of the number of parts.
Oh, you are an automobile engineer, so you should be more aware of that.
Sorry, I'm not sure about the exact number of parts.
So it's around some 200 numbers. That's what they were stating.
Yes, sir.
But now we are getting, that's called the minimalist approach. No? That's
Yes,
again. So we got reduced to, in the EV, to what extent it got reduced to?
Sir, in general, in layman's understanding, it's just with the help of an electric propelled motor and a battery, simple battery, which can be used for propelling the vehicle. So a lot.
So from 200 it is reduced to 20.
Yes.
That's a revolution.
Yes, sir.
So do we have an engine now?
So not necessarily engine, but in hybrid vehicles, we have.
Then I think you need to reorient yourself what of an engine because the combustion process again.
Yes.
That's why I said internal combustion engine. So that's very important. Okay, fine. No issues. Just again brush up yourself. What is the revolution? That's my question. Because it's minimal approach and making it more engine free.
Yes.
More engine free and vehicle. Okay, that's good. So you are the school people leader.
Yes, sir.
Pupil leader. So as leader, because when you state as leader, I've seen many school people leader. They have not led as a leader. They always try to take control of the classroom and more for the attendance purpose and also for controlling. Be quiet.
Yes, sir.
And don't try to be. So that is off. Did you really had a leadership during the school days?
Sir, actually, I'm not that type of leader. My role is completely different. So I'm laden with values like responsibility and communication, especially communication, which is something which is lacking between the school people leader and the school management. So which is something special I have. That's the reason why the school has picked me as a school people leader long back ago. That's something special about me, sir, with respect to this.
So as leader, you have initiated something.
Yes, sir.
Rather not, it's only a conventional control.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, that's good. So now you have stated that restoration of vintage vehicle.
Yes, sir.
See what brand and what are the vintage vehicle you have restored as such now?
Yes.
Can you state the engine type, the vehicle type, and the engine or such?
Yes, sir, sure. Sir, I started this hobby after the pandemic period.
Huh.
Just started as a hobby, but
Why? What happened then before pandemic? You didn't have this one?
sir, actually, I don't have much amount of experience in the same field of restoration.
Okay.
So initially, I restored my own vehicle. It is Ambassador Grand. Actually, it is not a vintage vehicle, just 10 years old.
Huh.
However, I restored that on my own. So with the help of other people, I've also contributed. So which has given me a good amount of insights how vehicle restoration is very important and how vintage vehicle restoration plays a crucial role in the current day conditions. So especially this has started after the introduction of vehicle scrappage policy. So in 2022, Government of India has introduced vehicle scrappage policy, which has in fact created fear among the people who owns vintage vehicle that their family member, I mean the vintage vehicle is going to get scrapped. So from where the journey has started. So they need their vehicle to get restored back to the normal condition within the emission norms, particularly the engine. So from where this journey has started. So far I have restored only 3 vehicles because as we think that the restoration of vintage vehicles is a simple process, but it is not so.
What is those 3 vehicles?
Yes, sir. It is Hindustan Ambassador Mark 1 series.
Okay.
So it is a OHV.
Mark 1 is it really a vintage one?
Yes, sir. Yes. It is more than 50 years old, right?
Okay.
So as per our policy, with those vehicles which are more than 50 years old, it is called as a vintage vehicle.
Okay. So as per the policy,
It is called as vintage vehicle. But
Motor Vehicle Act or policy?
vehicle scrappage policy. It is formed under Motor Vehicle Act 1980.
Okay.
So, but however, American classification differs from our classification. So they call vintage vehicle which are older than 100 years.
Okay.
So that's different.
Okay. Hindustan Motor, that's one.
Mark 1 series. And then Premier Puppy, so which is 60 years old. Second one. Third one, it is Royal Enfield bike. So
Okay.
it is my own bike, which is owned earlier by my uncle, which is restored very recently. So.
Okay, that's a diesel vehicle.
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay. Okay. So, why do you want to restore it?
Sir, one of the major important reason is that it becomes a sentimental attachment with the people who owns them.
Okay.
So might be their ancestors might have brought that vehicle very long back. That vehicle might be staying with them with very joyous occasions. So it has become a more sentimental and emotional attachment to the vehicle. That's the one reason why people have been interested. But my own interest is different. So it gives me a completely different learning perspective. Because current day vehicles, there is lesser scope for learning and understanding because they are more focused on microprocessors and controllers, which
Can a vintage become a heritage?
yes, sir, it can.
When?
If it is well maintained and if it is well maintained, it can become a heritage, sir.
Is it so?
So in my opinion, it can become a heritage.
It can become. So that's why. See, a vintage, when it can become a heritage.
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to.
Okay. See, state some of the heritage sites again.
Sir, in Tamil Nadu,
Anywhere, any part of India.
sir, maybe in Tamil Nadu it is Tanjore, which is a heritage site.
Tanjore?
Tanjore Big Temple, which is a
Tanjore Big Temple.
Yes.
You meant Tanjore Big Temple.
Big Temple.
I thought the Tanjore city as such.
no, sir, Tanjore Big Temple.
Okay.
And maybe stupas in North India.
Okay. Stupas, stupas.
Sanchi stupas, stupa of
Be specific because when you say any heritage,
Yes, sir.
you have to be very specific.
Okay, sir.
Not a generic of stupas, Tanjore.
Yes.
Ah,
Red Fort of Delhi,
okay.
Taj Mahal of Agra.
You don't want to name the state, no, name the place. You can name the heritage building or the heritage. You don't want to say Red Fort, Delhi. Okay, good. So when now state that you yourself stated these places.
Yes.
Why it's called heritage?
Sir, because it acts as a symbol
Who
of.
classifies this as heritage?
Sir, currently it is UNESCO is giving them heritage.
Do we have any Indian organization?
Sir, Archaeological Survey of India is working alongside with UNESCO's convention to classify them as heritage site, but we don't have a dedicated policy to classify them. But we have a legal measure to protect the heritage sites, so ancient monuments. Yes, sir.
So why do they want to state it as a heritage now? Now you can reason out why it's heritage.
So it is because of the cultural attachment which has been there with a particular monument. It's historically important, how it has contributed to the societal development, maybe religious development in some cases. So that might be the reason why it is called as heritage.
No, so now you can link with the vintage and the heritage. What is the distinction between vintage and heritage? Can a vintage become a heritage?
Not necessarily.
You got the point. So okay, fine. So what are your optional subjects?
It is geography.
Geography, okay. See, every time the natural disasters,
Yes, yes.
when we have even a management also. What is that?
Disaster Management Act.
Natural disaster management.
Yes, sir.
Management. You have an act for that?
Yes, a disaster management act 2005.
Okay. So when a disaster, how a disaster is classified?
Sir, in accordance with Disaster Management Act, there are two types of disasters. One it is natural and one it is man-made. So those disasters which are mainly caused by natural factors, which becomes uncontrollable by human factors, it is classified as natural. On the other hand, those which are
What do you stated?
which can't be controlled by human actions, and then which are because of human negligence and human factor, which is referred as human-made act.
Why they use the term for a disaster?
Sir, it is because of its capability or the potential to result in a hazard and risk upon the people.
No, the impact on the human being.
Yes, sir.
The disaster again. It's all natural phenomenon.
Yes, sir.
Which is used, as you stated, it's uncontrolled phenomenon.
Yes, sir.
So when it has an impact on the settlements,
Yes, sir.
on the humankind, or any ecology assets,
Yes, sir.
then that becomes a disaster.
Disaster.
And that is why government gets into an action through an act.
Yes.
To make it mandatory, it gets into an action.
Yes, sir.
So you should always state that a disaster is it's
Impact on
it's actually a natural calamity.
calamity.
Natural calamity on
Human.
the human settlements. That's called a disaster.
Yes, sir.
So that's more important. Okay, that's why. And why South India, the especially the East Coast, are highly prone for the disaster?
Yes. Sir, the first thing which comes to my mind immediately is cyclone. So already there are records that 75% of the eastern coast is vulnerable to cyclone. So this is because of the fact that Bay of Bengal is capable of generating more violent cyclones when compared with the Arabian Sea. The underlying reason is that Bay of Bengal is more enclosed when compared with Arabian Sea. And this is the phenomena which is leading for increased sea surface temperature in Bay of Bengal when compared relatively with Arabian Sea, which is inducing the possible conditions which can generate more violent cyclones. And in fact, currently, various reports, including assessment report of IPCC, states clearly that the impact of climate change is more felt over the Indian peninsula as because of warming of Bay of Bengal, coupled together with phenomena like El Nino and La Nina, which occurs in Pacific Ocean. So that are all the reasons why it is getting intensified.
What are remedial measures? Because the management states about remedial measures.
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, remedial measures can be of two types. So structural things we can make communication. So resilient communication, because communication is one thing which is more vulnerable towards strike of cyclones, which cuts off automatically. So we should focus upon improving the communication lines. So we should be resilient enough to face such kind of results. Second thing, we can focus on non-structural measures, especially vulnerability mapping and many other measures like mapping of the area in accordance with the intensity and giving awareness to the people and setting up of up-down class, in the sense community volunteers in the regions which are more vulnerable, so which can
That's preparedness.
Yes, sir.
But again, the post,
Yes, rescue operations.
what is that?
Sir,
Rescue is immediate action.
yes, sir.
Then
Sir, it is rehabilitation, which is also one of the most important streams. But currently, we are less focused on rehabilitation. We are focusing on relief alone, not relief alone, but more on relief, but less on rehabilitation.
what's more important to rehabilitate? It's a physical rehabilitation, or do we require a mental rehabilitation for those people?
Sir, I think immediately it is emotional rehabilitation which is very important, because disaster is something which affects everything, physical, mental, everything will be getting affected. But the people in disaster needs emotional pampering immediately. So that should be the first move, and then obviously physical, because they would have lost everything they might have in their life. So
Have you heard about OCD?
sorry, sir, I'm not.
You're not
Repeat your.
Obsessive compulsion disorder, which is connected to the disaster.
So maybe can I take a guess on this particular? So maybe it's kind of rumor related thing that.
No, it's not rumor. Yes, one day this building will collapse. If again there's an earthquake, so I refuse to live. Like you are obsessed, and that compulsion will you start repeating. Like people started during Corona. You know that very well. The hygiene factors. They started washing, and once they start practicing washing their hands again, now it becomes an obsessive compulsion. For anything they start washing for more than 10, 20 times again, or more than 30, 40 times. So that's repeating very near to course at any time. So they have a fear psychosis, and that fear psychosis compels them to do certain behavior,
Yes.
behavioral
changes.
Manipulations. Yeah, that's it. And why in your service option, the state option, you have opted Rajasthan zone one. You have opted Rajasthan. I don't see the augment is the best category, but you have given augment as 6-1, 6-1.
There is no specific reason. I love the culture of Rajasthan. That's why I prefer it.
Is it so?
Yes.
That's a very dry state.
But that's one thing which is very attractive for me. Because we have been in places.
Have you been to Rajasthan?
Yes, sir, I have been.
When?
So in my college days, I have been to a karting competition.
When? Which season?
In summer,
Summer.
around April.
Where did you go in summer in Rajasthan?
So we made a small trip around Jaipur, Jodhpur region.
Jaipur is not that.
But not to that.
Not that right. It's on the better side. That's why it becomes the capital.
Maybe you are correct. Vijay Salmer and all there was.
So will you like to work in that too in the so deserted region where a district collector will you have a pride of being a district collector of a desert?
So maybe I take a pride that largest district in our country, Jaisalmer.
You want to take a pride of a bigger district. But do you really have some role in playing in those dry states as being an administrator?
So definitely, any state, be it Rajasthan or whatever it may be, we certainly have certain roles. And in particular Rajasthan, we can implement those measures which are being taken currently in Tamil Nadu because we are very flourished and of course we are very well settled when compared with Rajasthan. So we can implement such measures in Rajasthan, especially with respect to agriculture, the reforms what we are conducting here in the dry desert prone region because Thoothukudi is again a drought prone district which is very closer to Ramanathapuram. So I can use my learning experiences, cultural experiences there also in Rajasthan and can contribute to the people.
Yeah, now there comes a question because now the bifurcates of states are happening.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can bigger states like Rajasthan and even UP is still again a bigger one?
Yes.
Where there is even a scope of still bifurcating UP into two?
Yes, sir, it can be because administratively it can help to improve the.
Already we have bifurcated Uttarakhand.
Yes, sir.
Is there any more need to bifurcate the UP into two divisions?
Sir, if you look keen into the states which have been bifurcated, they have been well developing at a faster pace when compared to the earlier because the aspirations of the people they are met after bifurcation. So similarly, there have been demand for Purvanchal bifurcation in UP. So if you done that, obviously the people will be getting benefited from that particular region.
But these bifurcations are creating issues, the national integrity issues. Is it so?
Sir, in my opinion, it is actually creating competitive federalism. So, in politics,
What do you mean by competitive federalism?
so states competing among themselves to improve their performance in various indexes and economical developments, etc.
No, federalism is not between states. It's between the center and the state. That's federalism. It's not among the states. The competition prevailing among the states is said to be the federalism.
Yes.
Federalism is nothing but the constituents of a state and with the center.
Yes.
So that will that have an impact, as you stated, of bifurcating a state which is resourceless and one the other is again very resourceful? Can it really help in bifurcating the state assets?
Sir, it may lead to an imbalance with respect to the resource allocation. Maybe it may.
So do we require or not? You said previous answer. You said yes. Now you are stating your diagonally opposite to state. No, it will be biased or rather it will be one is again resourceful.
Sir, with respect to the relationship with other states, it can create competitive improvement. Maybe if we bifurcate UP into two, and obviously the region which is newly created will compete with the erstwhile regions and can develop on its own. But with respect to the relationship with center, obviously those regions which are with lesser resources, they will strain up the financial federalism.
So can we go for a one nation, one election? Because parliamentary JPC is there.
Yes.
What is the JPC?
Joint parliamentary committee.
So can we go for a one nation, one election?
Sir, one nation, one election, it is having benefits. Definitely, it has the potential to reduce the amount of money which is spent in elections. But however, its feasibility is something which is on the side of discussion. because it needs more amount of constitutional amendments. So how, let's take example of a case if a particular state is put under president's rule, and obviously it has to go through one more elections. So obviously synchronization will be getting affected.
Don't you think that the regional parties are now reduced in its stature in this one nation, one election?
Sorry, sir, I can't get you.
The regional political parties, they reduced the minimalist again, so they reduced nothing by going for one nation, one election.
Sir, it depends upon the party and the region. Maybe the parties which are differing from the ruling party at the center, they have a different opinion when compared with the ruling party.
Then why the southern states, especially Tamil Nadu, Kerala, or the Karnataka, they are trying to demand for higher ratio, especially in the financial allocation work to 16th Finance Commission.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, it is because of their inputs what they have given for the past 30 to 40 years. So it is because of the policy of Government of India, we have reduced the population, especially the southern states. But the yield which is expected out of such kind of performance has not been given and not delivered very efficiently.
It's not as per the, you mean to say that it's not as per the Finance Commission
Recommendations. So that's one thing which has made the southern states.
Can someone deviate from the Commission's recommendation? Can the union government can deviate from the...
Yes, sir, sure. But it is recommendatory only. The recommendations of Finance Commission, it is recommendatory.
But it's a criteria, no? See, when the allocation, resource allocated,
Yes, sir.
resource allocation is based on the criteria given by the Commission, recommended.
Yes, sir. Yes.
How can someone can deviate? I don't think there's a deviation.
Sir, till now, no deviations has happened, but however, legally and in accordance with our constitution, they can deviate definitely because it is not binding on the government.
Yes, now coming to the same answer which you stated, because if one state is more adverse, they require more resources.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Now you're stating that Tamil Nadu or rather southern states are now they are well off when compared to North India. Let them have a higher ratio.
But however, for our efforts, some amount of rewards has to be given. Like we have controlled our populations, for which rewards has to be given.
So now what suggestion, suppose, now there are only three functionalities, basically when it comes to the functions of the Finance Commission.
Yes, sir.
Can we go for a fourth criteria to ensure in allocation of these resources to the states on what may be that criteria?
Sir, in my opinion, the levels of economic development has to be given a criteria. Levels of economic development in the sense, the importance which is given to industrialization within a particular state, how well they have been equipped to perform in industrial indexes, how well they are equipped to carry out the taxes for them, the indirect taxes, which can also be considered because states like Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, they are...
So we can have two indexes, one the adversity index, the other is the developmental index. So, do you mean that to say, like one, the adverse impact index?
Yes.
Okay, you try to ascertain or try to group all those adverse index states and the development index states and try to give incentives to the states just develop really in the developmental mode and try to subsidize and try to pump in more funds again for improvising their adversity to get into the development mode.
Sir, if we are incentivizing the industrial performance, obviously other states can also try to move forward in the industrial performances. That's the objective why we need to give performance.
Okay.